Let's take a look at 2024 AMC 8, question 3. This is a geometry question, which tends to be really interesting and involves some good creative thinking, which I would encourage for this question. So four squares of side length 4, 7, 9, and 10. And by the way, as we read through the question, take a look at the picture, which is going to be given to you during the exam, which is a nice part of AMC 8. So those squares are arranged in increasing size order so that their left edges and bottom edges align. The squares alternate in color pattern, so the smallest square, whose side length is 4, is white. The next one is gray, and the next one is white again, and the largest one is gray. What is the area of the visible gray region in square units? So we have two visible gray regions, 1 and 2. And we want to figure out its area. Area questions in geometry are very interesting because typically there are more than one method to solve this question. And for this question, I will give you two methods. But in the meantime, I encourage you to come up with new ideas to solve it, because that's a great way to practice your geometric creative thinking skills. Like, how do you creatively solve a geometry question? So, first method. And I call this method cut out method. And you will see why. Let's take a look at region 1. Focus on this very small square whose side length is 4, and the slightly bigger square whose side length is 7. And you want to find out this gray area. Just imagine this side length 7 square is a cookie. Now you take this cookie and give it a bite. It's a very nice bite that take out a small square with side length 4. And you are left with the gray area. So how do you find this gray region's area? Well, cut out means, how did you get this area? Well, you have a big cookie whose area is 7 square. And now we take a bite, which means you remove something out of this area. And the bite, how big is it? It's also square, so the area is 4 square. And their difference is what is left. And that is going to be 33. Very similarly, if you take a look at the second region, I'm not going to draw the picture because the idea is exactly the same. Except this time, the big cookie is bigger and the bite is really big. So the big cookie area is 10 square. And this really big bite is 9 square. So you're left with 19. For 1 and 2 together, you will need 33 plus 19, which is equal to 52. So the answer is E. That's our method 1. And by the way, method 1 is, from what I have learned so far, the most efficient method or the fastest method. But remember, for geometry questions, especially those area questions, I encourage you to come out with different ways or new ways, creative ways to solve for it. So I'm going to show you method 2. Remember, the idea is to inspire you to come out with new methods. So for method 2, I'm going to take out this gray region and look at it slightly differently. Again, here I'm going to draw the side length 4 square with dashed line, meaning it's cut off already. I'm focusing on the gray region. So this is 4 and the big square is 7. That means what's remaining here is going to be 3. All right. And now, if I take a look at this gray region, well, I can cut it into 2 pieces to find its area. So for the first piece, I call it piece A, and then piece B. For piece A, very similarly, this length is going to be 3 because the longer side is 7 and you remove a 4. So what's left is 3, and this length is going to be 4. And this region A is a very nicely drawn rectangle. So one side is 3, the other side is 4. What's going to be its area? So A's area is going to be 3 times 4 equal to 12. And similarly, for B's area, what you have is 3 and 7. So it's 3 times 7 equal to 21. And very similarly, we can get it for the 9 and 10. This time we need to call it C and D. I'm going to draw it on the original picture. So in this case, very similarly, we have a C and we have D. For region C, this side length is going to be 1, coming from 10 minus 9. And for this length, it's also equal to 10 minus 9. So C's area is equal to 1 times 9 equal to 9. And D's area is equal to 1 times 10 equal to 10. And what you need to do is to add all those 4 numbers together. So what you have is 12 plus 21 plus 9 plus 10. That's equal to 52. Same answer, because we're calculating the same area just with 2 different methods. So the answer is 52. Those are the 2 methods. Pick the one you like the most, dive deeper, but I highly encourage you to find out at least one more way to solve it. Thank you.